What's up, everyone? I'm Rhett Shull. Welcome back to another video, and I'm pretty excited today because I've got the one and only Marty Schwartz.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me.
What's up,
you guys?
In the basement. Usually we're shooting in that room, but we have too much gear today.
This is a beautiful place here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It works pretty well. So, in today's video, we thought we would talk about chords.
Yeah.
Specifically, 5 chords, or maybe more, that we think you should know.
We'll find out.
Yeah. So, I'll go first. This is one that I play all the time. It's a minor chord, right? So, based kind of on like your minor 7 shape, like here's A minor 7. And I do the thumb wrap over
I was
the
going to
top.
say you're the thumb club.
Yeah. But what I like to do is actually play it this way. And that makes it A minor 11 because we have the D in there, which is the 4th note of the scale. So we would also call that 11.
I'm with you so far.
Right?
Yep.
And this is really cool because it allows you to kind of add a little bit more flavor, I think, and character to your minor chord, right? You can do some nice movement there.
Yeah, and it feels suspended a bit, right? With that 4 in there.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to have it feel resolved, like you.
Yeah.
And I thought of that one earlier when you were shooting with for my channel, and I was watching, peeping what you were doing, and I was like, oh, I know that chord, and I was enjoying the way you were using it.
Yeah. So I do this a lot, and this is actually, I'll start with another chord that I'll show you in just a second, but I do this kind of, I'll actually kick on a more ambient sound here, but like a... But this sort of walk up from G major to A minor to 2 to the 3. Having that 11 in there come through really just adds some harmonic complexity because it's sitting close to that flat 3, that minor 3rd, and you get this, that note.
Yeah.
So.
And it doesn't sound too jazzy.
No.
It's just a color that's in there.
Jazzy enough.
Just enough.
Hashtag jazzy enough.
Too jazzy for the Stones.
Yeah.
So
anything that wasn't a power chord or a triad, I think, was too jazzy for the Stones.
Yeah. So can I take a turn?
Please.
All right. So one that I like a lot, because I do a lot of bluesy stuff.
Yeah.
And funk and soul kind of thing. And we had a fun funk jam.
Yeah.
I like, everyone plays that 7 chord.
Right.
And a lot of people play the 9 chord.
Right.
Which is a great chord.
Right.
I love that chord. But I've got one that I like that most people learn this shape.
Yeah.
That's a minor 7 flat 5. So like you could think of this as E minor 7 flat 5, but actually I use it for C9. Do you ever do that?
No.
Yeah, so I'll show you what I mean. So the shape itself, I'm finding it by knowing that my C root's right there. But I'm just not playing the root, so it's an inversion.
Right.
So what I do is I find the root, and then I plug in this little D looking shape.
Right.
If people aren't familiar, and then the pinky there, right? And right now we're hearing.
If I play the C over that.
Yeah. But you can actually take your pinky and hit the root on top.
Yeah.
So now you might, I always learn that chord, and you don't use a half diminished chord very much.
Right.
I mean, in jazz, you're studying, playing a standard or something, you'll do that minor 2-5-1 thing.
Right.
I don't know how much you talk about that stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
I do so much beginner stuff that people don't even probably know I even talk about that, know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But one other thing from that chord that's so great is this little piece without your index finger right here.
Yeah.
Is that straight up. So anyway,
I'm gonna go back and reference my own video to like.
So that's like a great 9-chord that doesn't get played as much.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty easy to play. It already has this little piece that looks like a D chord.
Yeah.
You just add your pinky.
Right.
You know? So anyway, your turn.
My turn. All right.
Tag, you're in.
Okay, so this is I referenced this one a second ago. This is one I use all the time when I'm playing like a G major chord. Everybody knows this standard G major shape. Without the third, we talked about this on your video. Not playing that major third in there because that gets it muddy.
Yeah.
You get that low mid kind of grossness. So everybody, we all play the G chord like this, muting the 5th string. But one way that I like to play it is actually like this. G9, G major 9, right? Because it's got this A in there. And there's a couple things you can do with it. So essentially what it is, you can think about it as like a D chord, and you're just going to take your second finger and move it up to G.
Yeah.
Okay? And I can even play the open E string down here.
Yeah.
And then this sort of shape right here allows me to do a lot of You can move into the C chord, the 4 chord really nicely. Yeah, that major 9. There's also a Tim Reynolds song.
Oh yeah.
That I took this idea from, and I'm spacing on the name of it right now. I'll put it in the thing down there. But he has this part where he goes. Beautiful, man.
Oh man.
So I'm all about trying to find chord shapes that allow me to embellish,
for sure.
You know, rather than just playing chord.
I know. I'm really gonna try and start using that type of G chord, because once again, in the earlier video we shot for my channel, I saw you do it and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I'll add G9 there,
yeah.
or G add 9. Modes unlocked.
All right, what's the
next secret chord? Well, I'm gonna go back to my well of the bluesy funk sounding stuff. I'm gonna take a C7 chord.
Yeah.
That's how we're thinking of it.
Right.
G got that C9, right? Let me go up to E. So C7, D7, and E7. It's a great chord actually when you move this one up.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm going into upper register. So instead of that, I'm gonna do this, and I'm just showing this as reference to how I'm finding it.
Yeah.
You know, the root's right there, but we're not gonna play the root again.
Okay.
Roots are overrated.
Roots are overrated. The roots are not overrated. The roots are amazing.
Oh, the roots are amazing.
But roots are
overrated. So I'm finding it that way. That's just like how I'm visualizing it. But so it's going to be middle finger 6th fret of the D, and it's going to be ring finger on 7 of the G, index on 5 of the B, and then that 5 on top on the 7 of the high E.
I love hearing that somebody else play this guitar. It makes
Careful, because just keep an eye on it. Let's just put it that way.
So one interesting lesson I think that's important here for guitar players is you don't always have to play the whole chord. In fact, most times you don't need to play the whole chord, right?
Pro tip again.
You know, especially when you bring in some effects. Like if I go back to this ambient sound here, if I'm going to play like an E minor, hear how like kind of intense and muddy that is?
Yeah.
So a lot of times I won't play the root note or even, you know, the 5th string or 4th string, especially if you're in a full band context, because you have a bass player holding that low end down, and if you have a keys player, they're also holding in some of that harmonic content. So trying to minimize your chords and let the tone do the work, or whatever part you're playing do the work. So instead of like a big open E minor chord like that, I would just play. And so that'll lead me into my next chord.
Please.
Speaking of E minor, and I'll stay on this this kind of ambient sound here. I love playing E minor this way. Real mysterious and dark kind of sound.
So how many notes of the chord are you playing?
So essentially the way I think about it is I'm playing a C chord here. I move that up to D. That's also a really great way to play a D major chord. But instead of playing the D root on the 5th string there, I'm just going. And again, going back to that idea of embellishing that I was talking about earlier, this allows me to do. And I actually stole that from Robbie McIntosh. It's probably still on YouTube, but there's a Jackson Amp Works demo video that he did probably like 6 or 7 years ago where he just sits down, he starts playing this kind of. And then he plays this lick where it's just like. And I've always loved that kind of thing. So that's 5 chords. Give us a bonus.
Oh, bonus chord? It's a great end of a song, major chord.
Yeah.
The 6-9.
Okay.
So like if you have C9,
right,
which is a great beginner chord,
right,
all you would do to make it C6-9 is you just bar down your index finger. Like a Django Reinhardt kind of thing, you know? Yeah, so if you're playing a song in C major, you know, you gotta, you never played that one, huh? Very easy one.
Yeah, and it makes you sound like you know what you're doing.
I was gonna say a very expensive chord,
right?
For how easy it is.
Expensive. I like that term, expensive.
I stole that term from Sting. Not personally. You know, when Sting and I were hanging out right before you and I were hanging out.
No, he comes over here all the time, man. He's a personal friend of mine.
Anyway, man, that was actually really fun.
That was fun.
And I felt like I went kind of beyond the beginner thing, which I do, but, you know, I'm trying to help people get it going.
Well, and this, too, it's also helpful sometimes as a beginner guitarist, I think, to try and work on something that I think maybe a little bit above your pay grade.
Yeah.
Of like where you are as a guitarist at that time. Because it'll help you, I think, to break out of your ruts.
Yeah.
And because even as a beginner, you can fall into ruts in your playing and just want to play the same thing over and over again. And so I think sometimes reaching outside of your comfort zone a little bit and a little further down the road can really help you out.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Right.
But every now and then.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can I talk to your audience for a second?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, Marty here. How you doing? Thanks for watching. No, what I was going to say is it's been so fun hanging with Rhett here, but if you guys like Rhett doing stuff like this, let him know in the comments. You want some more of his secret sauce?
Yeah, my secret sauce.
Let him know. Like, I really thought it was great, and I'm always learning from people too, so awesome. I'm going to try and take some of these things away. But anyway, thanks for welcoming me into your screens.
Yeah, honestly, it's been an honor to have you, man. We were talking about this earlier on his video, but I have been watching Marty for it before I was a professional musician, and so a lot of the stuff that I use in my
Stop.
in my day-to-day playing, I picked up from Marty's video. So it really is an honor to have you here, man. We'll do that later.
Oh, sorry. I thought it cut.
So everyone, go check out Marty Music. Links will be down below. Thanks for coming, man.
Dude, thanks so much. I'll shake your hand now. Thank you.